Yo. Okay, hold on. I gotta position myself a little bit better. And then I click this, then I click this, and bada bang, bada boom. Pad is in the room. Go. Bada bang, bada boom. Make sure things are set correct. There we go. An awful lot of delay, but okay. So if memory serves, what needs to be changed? The fuck? Where's the damn team? There it is. I was like, where's the team that I'm looking for? Okay. Is that I have to unevolve Breachy to base form so that it has a different type. So it's a bit of an odd scenario. But it is here. Okay. Music? Oh, are we gonna have this issue again where music's just gonna decide to not fucking work for no goddamn reason? I would prefer that not to be the case. But it seems like fucking. You know what actually I want to do? Yeah. Attention. Maybe it's this fucking volume one. What if I just turn that make life easy? YouTube, is that what it is? Is that what's confusing you, YouTube? Because I don't know what else the fuck it would be. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. What does this assist again? Right. Yeah, that's pretty good for me. Except 40 turns is a billion turns, so that part is not so great. Our skill boost count is abysmal. What's that? 12, 13, 14, 15? 26. This will be up the. This won't even be up turn 1. I have a feeling we probably need this up turn 1. But we're going to be matching with another KG, I think. So that means that would at least have 2, so that would get me to 17. Perhaps we need to switch and put the delay on this thing. That might be what's necessary. That might be necessary. and then put like something else on top of the Rishi. That's kind of what it's looking like. Is that I should change the equipment a little bit here. I think that makes sense. The only bad part, I guess, is it means I probably need to change Aten's SA to be unbindable. That's my guess. But not 100%. Okay. Well, let's think about it. Oh, let me check. The webcam's looking a little fuzzy. Make sure it's focused correctly. Hello. It is. Maybe I just need to give it a little wipe. I need to give it a little bit of a wipe. It do be like that sometimes. It looks about the same. Maybe it's just the lighting or whatever. Alright, let me this around, move this, click that. Okay. I do need to finish eating before I start the dungeon anyway, because it is a timed dungeon. So that is something to keep in mind. I guess what I'm wondering is, okay, well, first of all, I'm wondering why the fuck the music. Chrome is stupid. Like, how is a YouTube page becoming unresponsive? Chrome. Sense. However, however, the how do I want to phrase? I guess if I switch the tennis racket onto the Aten, then what do I put on the Rishi? Let's think about that. Because it could be something that does charges, right? Like, technically, I guess you could do, what, the motorcycle? That would be a gazillion turns. That'd be like 50 turns. So probably not useful. What if I go Team HP? No. Team HP. Post. That's negative stats. We don't want that. Then it's just these. Happy Friday, Gunzel. What up? Howdy doody. Whatever. Words. The exclamation point makes me feel like you're like, Happy Friday, Purtle! Like, I don't know. Maybe it's that plus the capitalizing of the F in Friday, perhaps? I don't know. It seemed extra jovial. It seemed extra jovial to me for whatever reason. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Actually dead inside. Feel that? Yeah. Well, It is Friday, so that is good. I pretty much finished my yogurt here, which is also good. Yeah. No. I mean, I'm not against that at all. I'm not against that. I was just, you know, just talking to talk. So the plan here is to try to do the super hard dungeon. I was hoping that Toby would pop in. He was the one that was sort of designing the team here a bit. I definitely think I need to move around the assist a little bit. Yeah, this is insane that Chrome is just freaking out whenever the YouTube goes to the next song. It actually does not make any sense. Are like playlists broken on YouTube and every time it loads a new video it freaks out? I don't understand why it's doing this. It did this all on Monday too, I think. Where it would just like it would just do this shit. Like, unresponsive. But why? Why are you unresponsive? Why are you taking so long to load a single YouTube video that is literally just audio? You seen the past streamers run it? Yeah, so this was see, now it's finally loaded. It took a gazillion years and it finally loaded. This was the team that sort of Toby designed. I don't know what this purple equip is on the helper one, but I think I can just have Toby as my helper anyway. I got this is all the same. These parts are the same, but the assists are slightly different. So, not entirely sure. Looking at what I have, I'm assuming I have a lot less skill boost or something. I feel like I have no skill boost. Like nothing is up turn 1 basically to use. Even this, I don't. This will barely be up, I think, actually. Yeah, that will barely be up. I think, though, that having the tennis racket on her doesn't really make sense because I assume we want to do a delay somewhat early. I'm not entirely sure, and that was a question that I had wanted to ask Toby. I mean, this is on here just because of Team HP and the Unbind. It doesn't really need to be. This is just, again, for more Team HPs. But yeah, I'm a little worried about the dungeon. I'm gonna go put the bowl away. And then maybe, well, let me take a moment to hop in. For the purpose. Not actually be done. I'm semi-stalling for Toby, so if you have anything you want to talk about, that is fair game. That's always the case, to be honest, but I think it was something I wanted to mention. I'll be back in a moment. Okay. This and this. Okay. Earbuds going back on. I'm just hoping. Any weekend plans? Well, it's gonna be really hot. Well, comparatively today was already pretty warm. Saturday I think is supposed to be the hottest day, like in the 80s, mid 80s maybe, which is hot compared to it being like 50 earlier in the beginning of the week. So I will be sweating. Sunday, no idea. I imagine there's going to be a Celtics game, or I guess there's one tonight, right? There's a Celtics game tonight, and then depending on how that goes, there'll be a Celtics game on Sunday at 3:30. So that will be something that I probably try and watch, and have that finished before / I'll probably watch the end of that before I start stream on Sunday. There are some things that I want to do. Well, I don't want to do them, but I think they need to be done. The other person that is in this building, and by building I mean apartment that I deal with, feels like they don't take initiative to do such things. That's annoying because it's uneven. But I've definitely noticed that our dryer does not seem to dry that well, or it feels like it's not drying as well as it used to, and I believe that is because of the vent stuff probably not being cleaned in a long time. So I think I might try to do that, but we'll see. Hello, deneutralizing. This is close to what the title team should be looking like. Only thing I think maybe that would change would be the assist. Also something that I would like to change is YouTube and Chrome not being ass, because like it is just doing this every time it goes to a new song. Okay, well, it just loaded as I was you okay, well, you believe me, right? I mean, it's already happened multiple times. ARPB. Is that the RPB? The one and only? You don't believe me? I mean, it happened like every song that played on Monday, and I guess not that much on Wednesday because we didn't really have background music because we were playing an actual game that had its own music. I am the one and only. Okay. Well, this is an expensive dungeon, isn't it? That's like my concern. Yeah. That's my concern with like just rushing in here without... There was a couple questions I wanted to ask Toby because this team is from his assistance. But he has some slight differences, and I just also want to know, like, all right, am I supposed to shield turn one? Am I supposed to shield turn run and then delay when those shields are down? Like, what's the order of operations here? And then I guess the other part is, maybe I should check that right now, is does he even have his up for me to use? He doesn't. Yeah, so we basically can't even do it until he shows up. So that's probably not great. I did tell him, we talked about it Monday. So what I might have to do instead, that's actually, I didn't even think about the fact that I would need his partner one until now. That actually makes this much worse that it's not up. Come to me, ask me for a favor. Why am I doing that face? Why am I doing that? Okay. Oh, I could tell a story of what happened yesterday. Did I like the HXH Gung-Ho tweet? Sure. Top secret. I never actually like any of those. Not because I don't want to, but I don't know. I just don't like doing those things. I know I'm supposed to. But I don't like if there's like a retweet and follow to get thing this, like to get thing that. I don't like doing it. I'll tell other people to do it, but I don't like doing it myself because my likes on Twitter actually are things that I like and that I want to be things that sometimes it you know, it's like one of those things where like you bookmark a website and like you won't go to it for like 2 years and then you're like, what was that thing that blah blah blah, and you'd be like, oh, it's in my bookmarks, and then you scroll for like 20 minutes to find it and you're like, there it is. That is also the case for me, but with Twitter likes. I'll be like, oh yeah, there was that tweet that had that silly video. I think I like that, right? And then I'll like go to my likes that have like 3,000 likes and I'll just start going. I'll just start going and then I'll finally be like, yeah. Which reminds me, something that I've thought about doing a bunch of times but haven't actually done it yet is to go to my likes and go backwards and kind of like unlike things. Unlike some stuff that I'm like, eh. Like I liked it, I like it still, but I don't like it, like I don't want it to be in this like form of a bookmark that I'm using it as. Like I enjoyed it. I gave it the like when it mattered. But I think that's too much effort to go back in time. Maybe like maybe you do like a 1 or 2 page scroll and be like, cuz I'll like fan art stuff sometimes, like when there was a lot of the Kirby 30th anniversary stuff, I was like, "Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's sweet." But it's like, come on. They already got the likes they needed. Though they only really matter for like the first 3 days. And then after that, it's like, it doesn't matter if you take it back. It doesn't matter if you take it back. But I have a story. Tell you. Okay, that sounds like a lot, but it's actually not that big of a story. Some people you follow like porn, it shows up in your feed. Yeah, see, that's also not, that's not ideal. Not ideal. Dude, imagine have you ever been on like a subway or a bus or something and you like see someone on their phone and like they're not like watching a porn video, but like maybe they scrolled and they like see like something like pops up on your screen, you're like, you know, you're looking back to yourself, you know, in your head you're doing like a, anyone else see that? That's why you have 2 Twitters. XYZ liked and it's a dick pic. Yeah. I mean, it's not like you're like peeking over the fucking chair to look, but look, sometimes movement just catches your peripheral and the instinct, the, you know, peripheral instinct, you glance and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I wasn't prepared to see that in this setting. What the heck? However, see if I can do this correctly. Hold. Hold. You're holding. Okay. What are my boundaries here? Okay, it's way over there. We got okay, so this is our space, our drawing space. There we go. Okay, now I know where I can draw in. All right, why did the music stop? See? See, this is YouTube. Nothing's happening. Why? Why is it not, why? What's happening? Why is it not loading the next song on the playlist? I don't understand. See? And then it does one of these. Page unresponsive. Why? It's literally YouTube. It's literally a YouTube page. It doesn't make any sense. I don't have that many tabs open. Our RAM is, this looks maybe scary, but this is pretty standard for the stream because my computer is poop. But this is pretty standard RAM usage. I like to keep it under 7 during stream if possible. Gets closer to 7 if playing a computer game that's like maybe like a Steam game or something like that. But that's pretty standard otherwise. Par for the course. And now it finally loaded. Crazy. Craziness. I even turned off an extension. Like one of those volume adjuster ones. Anyway. Yesterday. You know what? Hold on. Let me do some drawing first. Okay, so how do I want to do this? Alright, so we got this. We got this. And we got this. Okay. So, highway. Highway. Then we got, we got some dotted line, some line dividing. No, let's take those out. Okay. So, this is a bridge that's overhead. Whatever. This is the bridge that's the highway. But it doesn't really matter. Okay, so. I was running yesterday. And I come up to this intersection. I'm like, let's say I'm red man. I'm the red line. This is me. I'm running. I don't know why I'm so wiggly when I'm running, but I'm running. And I get here. And I stop because there was a light. This is pretty decent. It's not really something you could just like run through. Where'd my cursor go? Hello? Okay, I'm up here somehow. Okay. Can I like make this bigger so I can fucking see it? Okay, thank you. So my goal is to go this way. This is a one-way to the highway. So cars will go like this, and then cars will go like this. Cars do not go like this because cut off. There's like a way to go here that's like this, but I didn't bother drawing it, so don't worry about it. My plan is to go this way. There's 2 lanes here. Well, there's 2 lanes. Please, the black color. Paint, you're so shit. What the fuck? Okay. No. Yes. So there's 2 lanes here, and then like 1 lane. So there's like a split, but then some cars have like their own lane to go to the right, and then 1 lane for cars to go this way and this way. Okay? Keep that in mind. So there's usually a lane here that goes this way, a lane here that goes, this way to the left, and then 1 that goes this way. Now, it'd be great if there was some background music, but, apparently every time we song change now, that's gonna happen, so that's great. So, the lights go about their way in a fashion where it is I know I'm good to go. So I start going this way. I'm usually keeping my eyes over this way once I know that these cars over here have officially stopped. Because some will go this way like this. I'm talking about yesterday. I basically just started. I was laying out the land. I'm the red line. I'm stopped here. Wait for traffic because cars will come this way or this way. Make sure I'm good. I start going, and I turn here. And that's when, for whatever reason, there is a car. So I come this way. And now, again, cars should only be going this way. There is a white Tesla just here. There's a bunch of other cars, where they should be. And then there's a gap. And then a bunch more cars. In the place they're supposed to be. But there's this white Tesla here. And as I run by it, I do like a... What the? A little... what the hell? What is this lady doing? There's this lady in a white Tesla. And she looks at me, and she kind of has like a grin. This all happens in a split second. But she sort of had like a grin or a smile on her face. She looked kind of smug. I'm not gonna lie. She looked a little smug about it. So I run by it, but like, I'm still just in my mind, I'm like, how is this gonna work? Like, she's literally in the wrong lane. She's literally in the opposite lane. No. She was old. I mean, she was older. Not like gray hair old, but I'm assuming somewhere in the 40s or early 50s. And so this, the first look that I give and that I see, that all happens in a split second, and then I continue running because what am I gonna do? Stop? No, that doesn't make any sense. So I keep going, and then that's when I see like the clearly empty spot where her car came from. And I'm like, all right, well that's even weirder. And I'm continuing again. This is like slowed down time. I see the person here, and she's gesturing like, I don't know what this person's doing. I don't know. And so I see her, and I also give like a, I don't know. And then I get till about here, and I double take at this point. I'm like, I look back and I'm like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? And I'm like, so I turn, quick, like, shh, that's crazy. And I get about here, and I see another guy. This guy was great. Because, we're multiple cars back at this point. Multiple cars past the situation. But I'm still running. And I see a guy, and he's just, we lock eyes, and we're just like, we both do it. We both do like the shrug, I don't know what the fuck is happening gesture. And I just continue. And I do end up having to cross the street somewhere around, somewhere a bit past this car, like a couple more cars down, let's say. That's when I cross the road to this side. As I'm crossing the road to this side, I see it. I hear it and I see it. Big brown UPS truck is coming to, the lane that it should be driving down. And this white Tesla lady is just there. And I just start hearing him honk and whatnot. And unfortunately, I didn't see the result of what happened. I'm assuming maybe she just like drove around him to get out of the way. But it was, I still don't understand how this happened in the first place. As well as why this is not loading. I still don't understand. We may never understand. But either way, that is what happened. White Tesla driver lady, she just was here for some reason, even though she clearly had came from this empty spot. And she seemed smug enough about it where it was like, there's no way she thought that she was supposed to be in that lane to turn left. Surely, there's no way. Because there was all this line of cars in front and behind her, and there was another lane over here for the people turning right. So there's no way. There's no way that she thought that this lane was only for turning left. Like, obviously, there's going to be cars coming down here. I just don't know. Just like how I don't understand why is YouTube not playing any videos now? I don't get it. Why is Chrome so dog shit? Why is that? Why is that the case? I don't understand. I don't know, chat. I don't know. Why is nothing working? Why does nothing want to work for me? It literally does not make sense. So there's been a lot of confusion for me over the past day or two. Oh look, I refreshed the page and it started working for no reason. That makes sense. Yeah, Chrome's dog shit. Anyway, that's basically the point is that don't trust Tesla drivers. That's the moral of the story is don't trust Tesla drivers. They apparently don't care about anything and don't make sense. That's what I take away from that. I don't know what else I'm supposed to take away from that. This lady was a psycho. The smile that she had on her face, it was scary. It was like, is this pure ignorance? Is this malice? I can't tell what she is up to. So that was probably the most interesting thing that happened yesterday. Is that I wish I had, in hindsight, I wish I had stopped running. But in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm running. I'm not gonna stop. But I wish I had stopped to see what happened with the UPS truck. Obviously, there wasn't a collision, but like, I don't. It was just. I know the UPS truck honked at him a bunch, rightfully so, because this lit dumb bitch was crazy. But yeah, it felt like it added up. The clueless / entitled Tesla driver, old late, 40 to 50-year-old blonde lady. I don't know. It felt like it made sense. Karen, perhaps? Not sure. That might be going too far. The blonde detail was just to paint the picture. But I had never seen such shenanigans. I had never seen such shenanigans. That's common in the SF Bay area? Just going down the wrong lane? Or just bad, like, entitled Tesla drivers? Because I could see that second one. But driving down the wrong lane being common, that seems crazy. There's no way she could have thought that she was where she was supposed to be, right? Way. I don't think it's possible that she thought she was in the right place. It just doesn't make sense. Most of the people who drive in the wrong lane are on drugs. You are right that, like, usually, like, drunk or, some other issue, but I feel like this was not the case. I feel like this was just, for some reason, she thought she was in the right, like, maybe, like, someone had cut her off, and she was like, well, I'm actually gonna go and turn left first by getting in front of you, except she didn't get in front of them, she just went to the side of them. But it wouldn't have made sense because she was like 3 cars back. Like, the space for where her car should have been was like 3 cars back. So it's not like she got cut off by one guy. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm kind of sad that Toby's not here because he was kind of supposed to be. So I feel like I don't know what to do. Because this team does need, I think, some slight adjustments. Well, it's, I guess, maybe not even necessarily adjustments, and more of like, I don't know when I'm supposed to do this Susano shield versus when I'm supposed to do this tennis racket delay versus when I'm supposed to, like, do these other things. Got through the whole story? I know. Gunzel and I were initially talking about, it being Friday. Hopefully everyone else's Friday has been decent. Oh, you know what I could do? Oh, why is that? Oh, that was the wire of the earbuds. I was thinking I could do normal dungeons technically, but that'd be kind of annoying. I've been okay, so I did get the equips. Alright, I wanted to check that out. You have Fridays off, so you were chilling. You weren't feeling well, so you took Friday off. Okay. Do I really want to spend 3 rainbows on a limit break? I don't know if I do. How many of these? Do I need more of these? 16's gotta be enough, right? 16's probably enough, right, chat? You're chilling. Chilling's good. Chilling is a good thing to be doing. I guess. The problem is that this is a timed dungeon. So, like, I can't just, like, sit around once I'm in there and try and figure out what I need to do. I sort of need to know, like, semi-quickly, I assume. I think, though, that I will make the executive decision of taking this off of here. Right? Well, it has a longer cool... Well, no, this has a longer cooldown, so that's probably better than that. Then you put this onto this. So then that's 20 something. But I guess this is +2 every time, so this is really like 20 above 25. Or whatever. This is like half the number in total, I guess. It's like 20 turns, but 20 is a lot. But I'm starting with 17. 6 times 2, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then friend, KG, 16, 17. We're starting at 17. We could do this right away. Charge 1, 18. And then this would need 22, which is 11 turns. I imagine that's probably too long. This transforms right away. Uh-huh. Isn't it 8 turns? No. It's only got 2 of these things. Because we have to have it in the lowest form so that it's healer type. Two plus 1. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. Okay, so it's only 8 turns. That's not as bad. We would have 3 turns of shield from this in the first place, right? This is 3 turns? 3 turns. This is, YouTube's broken again. That's great. So let's see. 3 turns, so then it's really like 5 turns for this to be up. I guess we could just give it a shot. Not entirely sure, but suppose that could be a thing we could do. I mean, I'm 99% sure we're gonna lose here. Oh wait, I don't even have Toby's partner one, so I have to use my own, which probably doesn't have whatever it needs. Yeah, that was the other problem, wasn't it? We actually need his friend cage. Because we don't have whatever equip he has on his. Which is, this. I also missed 2 skill boosts because I don't have these guys. But then I also don't have this, but I think I have the better thing for that. And yeah, I don't know what this equip is. Does anyone know what this equip is? Zoom in more. This thing? Purple's whatever. Does anyone know what that is? Oops. Oh. It's from Ultraman? Oh, so I probably don't have it then, right? I could get 1 or 2 of these. I think I would at most get 1, but I don't know how much it matters. Ultraman. I don't even have anything that's purple, so there's no way I have... I don't even have anything that's purple related to Ultraman, so there's no way that I have whatever that is. Unless this makes... no. Huh. Unbind and 2 team HPs is pretty cool. Love that. Love the YouTube thing breaking again immediately. Yeah, I guess I can get 1 of those things. 5 million? That's like most of my money, isn't it? Or am I missing like a... Isn't that most of my money? That's a lot of that. It's like all of my MP. Just like how Chrome is somehow not able to use any of its fucking memory that it eats to play a YouTube video. That is a lot. Well, what else would I spend it on? Some other new thing that comes up that's even better. I haven't even seen this thing before.
Weird that it has one regular and then one double. Interesting. Interesting. Damn, Toby had 2 of those? Where'd he get all that MP from? Gee. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be like a few 100,000. I was expecting it to be like one of these kinds, like around that number. But 5 mil is a lot. Is it because this thing's good or something? I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's pretty... 35 is definitely a lot, I suppose. It is a really good equip, though, huh? It is a pretty good equip, though, huh? Toby kind of fucking the stream here a little. No, I can't put that blame on him. I didn't specifically ask for him to show up, but, like, we did talk about it on Monday, and then a little bit during the week about the team adjustments lately, but it is a really good equip.
Just like how fucking everything's happening.
Things have not been coming up Millhouse for the past month or so, I'll say that much. More than a month, I think, actually, at this point. Except for beating Kirby, that was the good part. In April. Oh, these are also 99, never mind. Okay, let's think about this. So if I change this equip to, like, if I put the tennis racket on here, 17, so it'll be 12 plus 15. 12 plus 15, that's 27. Then we'll have 17, which means there's only 10 needed, and then plus 1 from this, and then it's a 9. Doesn't that actually like the same amount of turns then as the Ricci, like 8 or 9? I mean, you have to hit Rainbow, but it's actually kind of the same amount of turns, surprisingly. Interesting. I like want to try it, but I like, oh, you know what I could do actually? Let's do this so I have a better idea of what's going on. Let's just jump in here real quick. Oh, there's Toby's thing. What the heck? Is Toby lurking? I love the music not working. Okay, so we would transform this first. Then we would, I assume, do this. And then I guess technically we need to get Rainbow, but I should not have tried that with my cursor. Whatever. Oh, his thing comes up right away. What is his equip? Hold on. What does his equip do? Creates one roulette orbit random, lasting 2 turns, vastly reduces damage for 2 turns, fully awaken RCB bind. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, this is okay. This actually does come up kind of quick now that I think about it. Okay, that's actually not so bad. That's actually not so bad. Because then we also have the shield from the Kenji in the first place. So we do need, the whole point is that we want to have this thing switch over. Like, when this equip comes up, you'll see. I guess I'll just be kind of quick and do it this way first. So we can switch over. Okay, don't stop doing that. Stop cascading into a bunch of stuff. Or sky falling. Stop sky falling. Even when I try to lose, I win. Okay. There we go. Then I switch this over. Boom. Now this is what we want. Okay, okay, okay. Alright, so let's quit the dungeon now. Let's quit the dungeon here. Oh wait, it was definitely, I looked at that earlier when I read it. It was not 3 turns. That was stupid of me to say. Okay. Let's check his equip and make sure it's the right one though. It is. Interesting. Okay. Should I buy that equip? I think I both do and don't want to. I both do and don't want to. I feel like having one of them is probably pretty good though. Kinda feels like it would be. We looked at all the Latin stuff on Monday. The reason that I'm streaming pad setting in the first place is because we had to spend forever setting everything else up. The problem is that I didn't actually get into a run to have him tell me when I'm supposed to do, like, the shield, or the delay, or blah blah blah. Oh, this is painful for me to do. Calamity, Dragon, Homage. 5 bajillion. I only had 0.5. That's 5 billion, right? Yeah. $5 million. Thanks, Chrome. Such a good browser, that Chrome. That everyone loves, that's dog shit. Okay, it's not, but I've found it to be much more finicky than Firefox has been in the past, like, 3-5 years. It's been done. It's been done. I did it. I did it. I have done it. I'm assuming I don't want to skill it up. And that I would want to leave, like, whatever is on it as it is. Like, we wanted to just be there for the team HP and the plus skill boost, not for the actual whatever the ability is. Congrats. We'll see. It is funny, though, looking back, like, on Monday, I didn't even check, like, how much MP I had or whatever. I wouldn't have even been able to get 2 if I wanted to, so... I literally have to have at least one thing that's not on it, which is kind of funny. That said, I think it would make most sense to put it on Rafine, because if I leave this one on him, at least I still get the Unbind, and that way I get to have his blind essay, where her, like, she can't even, like, get one. So I think that makes sense. I feel like that's pretty reasonable. Because you basically always want to use your skill when it comes up, I think. Or at least for the first bit of time. Where are you? Somewhere down here. Thank you. Yeah, this just makes sense to me. Plus, the plus attack is better on her probably than on the A10, I would think. Guard break? Or does this A10 have guard break? I can't forget. Oh, he does. That's right. Yeah, I'm not used to remembering what this one does. Or what it has, rather. Okay. I guess it's time to try and probably fail. I guess let's check that we can do it in the first place. We can. We do have enough types because we have the Baby Ricci version. Is there anything else I want to change? Doesn't look like it. I was checking to see if there'd be any other extra Latin sauce that sort of like time extends or anything. Do I need to take a bio break or anything? Not really. Potentially a stretch break. But I think we're gonna die, so I think I would stretch break afterwards. Plus, I haven't actually done anything yet besides story time. And then I think I am going to leave the skills not touched to do it, just because I don't remember what everyone's skill is. So, yeah. Like I don't know anything that happens. So, okay, first thing is transform or fiend. I feel like that makes sense. That's number 1. Transform. Then do this. Oh, well, this does a shield. Okay. Then I think I'm supposed to go. That. Make sure to hit all the colors. YouTube's broken. Awesome. Okay, so we killed 1. Do I die? I don't die, so that's probably good. That seems fine. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Keeping it sort of smallish combos, because I would like to not kill them both this turn. Yeah, like this is, I think, ideal. Yeah. Okay, now I do need to make sure I kill them. Now I do kind of need to make sure. Have the cascades on the left side here as well. This is some turns away. This is 4 turns away. We have to still live for a little bit here. That's a little spooky. What does this do again? Creates a reward for 2 turns and then Okay. Okay. Right? I don't really know how much of anything that... Oh, that does not really do that much, does it? Okay. Alright, well now we know. And there you go, I told you so. So... I wish I could hover over this stuff right now to see how far away they were. So what I'm thinking about is like, because I know the KGs, yes, we have a delay, the whole, please, don't, I'm not, don't, okay, you can look at these. You look at these, I'm gonna go fill my water. Cause Okay, so here's what I was trying to articulate before I left to go to the water. So Keiji's skill, if you don't know, does do a shield for 4 turns. But the one that I have here, I can't use that because I need to switch it to the front first. Like, I need to switch it. That's why I wasn't using mine. I couldn't use my friend's one because the inherit came over it. One thing I could do is, if you saw when we got into the dungeon, was I could instead of using the Susano shield right away, I could do basically this, then this, and then boom, we have this shield for 4 turns first. Then we would have the 3 additional Susano shield turns, and that might be enough to help us get there. That's my current thought process. The only slight negative of that, of course, is the fact that this is gonna freeze. This song is 100% gonna freeze. Is that the Kali, stuff won't be recovering. It'll be waiting a long time first, which might not matter. And there's the freeze. Called it. But his leader shield is 35, so it's a less than the Susano shield. Yeah. But it seems like the Susano shield might be more important for the Ogre Bros than the first floor Sapphire things, especially because I killed at least one of them the first turn. And if I could do that again, that probably is also good. And because then maybe the Susano shield means I can live through the Ogre stuff. Probably not likely, to be honest, but it would be a better shot than what I had there. But yeah, I would assume it's very unlikely that I could actually just stall on the first floor forever, because I assume that I have to. Because he doesn't give shield, right? Oh, he does. Yeah, you have to do 4 attribute, and then his you have to do 5 attributes. So, just like comboing to get the leader skill shields is gonna be enough that it's gonna like kill the other. Like, it's gonna kill things trying to do that anyway. But I think the first floor went pretty much as good as it should have gone, but I should have done the skill order different, and maybe that gives me a better chance. But yeah, you can only delay the middle one, like Death said. It's really annoying that Toby's not here, though. Okay, so experiment test number 2. No, not you. Experiment test number 2. Not all that confident, but... And by not all that confident, I'm not confident at all, but... Sure. Need to have some heart orbs. Oh, that's not what I'm... Oh, okay, that actually is pretty nice. Okay. How do I want to move here? Okay. It's a little more Skyfall than I probably want. But still same effect. Oh, wait, why did that not kill that guy? I mean, I guess it worked, but I don't understand why that one didn't die. I guess I just didn't do enough. Okay. I do need a red orb, so I guess I have to grab that from here. Might not be enough health to get back to where I need to be, but we'll see. Okay, not enough. Needed more healing. I don't think I have any heal TPAs on this. Right? No. So just would have needed better heals. Okay. Well, my first run was better in that it killed that one in the... Yeah, if I, like, was actually able to kill that first guy, which I still don't really know why it didn't die. Maybe the follow-up attack didn't come through for some reason? Because I wonder what it... Oh, I probably need to do 5 linked orbs. I think I didn't do that. Yeah, so if I had done that, I would have been better because I wouldn't have got hit by that super bite. So then I would have been able to heal on the second turn, get up to probably where I need to be. Yeah. I think that makes sense. What's on Toby's leader? Toby's leader is got this thing on it. It is crazy how bad Chrome and YouTube has been this past like week and a half. Just every time it has to load a new song, I have to manually refresh it to work. Vastly reduced damage for 2 turns. Is that better than the regular shield for 3 turns plus the enhanced orbs or whatever it is? What is it called again? Enhanced orbs means it could enhance heal orbs too, I guess, right? Which was pretty helpful, but... I guess Vastly for 2 turns might. Maybe that's better? Is that better? Yeah, it's probably better. It does mean I have to use Susano at the beginning, which I guess is fine, and then I get to the ogres and I use Vastly, and that's 2 turns. I don't know if that's enough. Let's actually check that. So let's see. So I start with 17. Oh no, I start with 18. Because it's 12 plus 4 is 16 plus 2 from the other... No, 3 from the other KG. So that's 21. And then 4 turns from Susano, let's say, because it's 1, and then the 3 shield. That's 4, so that's 25. And then we would have 2 turns from the friend KG, and that would get to 26. So maybe maybe that's the plan. We try it again. We start with Susano this time, though. And then we used Toby's shield on the ogres if we ideally get there. And make sure to link 5. What is it? Each group of linked 5. So make sure to do a link of 5 orbs to get the follow-up attack so that we have the FUA on the metal dragon. Wait, what? Don't just say wait. Say what you're telling me to wait for. I'm so fucking done in Chrome right now. So annoyed. I almost want to just like do a musicless stream because it's fucking stupid. Why is it doing the same song? Oh, you know what I can do actually? Maybe this is the play then. Instead of doing the playlist, because the playlists just aren't working, I'll do one of those really long like 2-hour long YouTube videos, because then that way it doesn't have to change. And then that's probably good instead. So let's do that. What do I want to do though? What do I want to do? Tempers has put out a bunch of new videos, so maybe grab one of those. Let's go. Let's go with this one. Here we go. Alright, that's the solution for today. Do I have the unbind badge? Why do I need the unbind badge? Use the SB badge for the badge to get the turn 1. The what to be turn 1. Having one SB does not get me to that does not get me to switch leader turn 1. And this is already unbindable, so I don't know why we're talking about the unbind badge. Everything else is unbindable already. Not sure I really understand that. Like, we're so far from like doing the things we want to do turn 1. Like, that's why we're doing all this shield shit. Well, my guess is that this will not go well, and the stream will be ruined, and there will be no progress unless Toby gets here, probably. But okay, we do that, then I do this. Yes, then I do this. Then I need to make sure to connect 5 orbs, and otherwise get all colors. Alright, that was not any fucking damage at all. So that was not ideal. That was not really that ideal. But I still do need... some of that, some of that, some of that. There we go. That one's dead. Okay, good. For living. Somehow I don't have a light orb, so I have to grab one from here. Okay. Hello. Not the highest combo count, but we do have one more turn of shield, so it's okay. A lot of Skyfall, I guess. That's honestly, this is technically better, as long as I don't die on the next hit here. Technically better in terms of, like, getting an extra turn out of the deal. Checking these things. Okay, 3 turns on that. Okay. What do I want my 5 orbs to be? Probably green, I guess. Probably. Okay, I messed up the red match, so now I just might be dead. Okay, Skyfall saved. Very lucky there. Messed up a diagonal that I was looking for. Alright, so now I use this thing. Oh, we just died to a preemptive, I guess. Okay. Yeah, this is just not. I just want to fucking end the stream. There's like, I can't do this dungeon if I don't know everything that's in it. And I don't have anyone to guide me, so kind of impossible. But if we did live, then we would have been in a good spot, because then I would have had Toby's assist to do a big shield for 2 turns, which we almost certainly don't die from. And then I would get to switch this guy over, and then ideally things would be looking decent. But as it stands, it just does not seem in the cards unless we get some Toby assists, because there's just too much. It's too much I don't know. And that kind of fucks everything up, because that was sort of the plan for the stream. But I've been going for an hour and 20 anyway, so I do have to stretch break anyway. Anyway. So, I'm gonna do that. And people are gonna be sad about it, and that's okay. So I'm going to. I saw that it exists, but I. When do I have the time to read like an hours long thing? I pretty much don't. I don't, and I won't, which I know is very ignorant sounding. But I don't care about titles, and the only reason I'm doing this is because of him. Because of people saying I have the team to do it, but I also don't want to spend like a bunch of hours to prepare for it because I can't be spending my time doing that. I can spend my time doing that on stream, but I don't. There's too many other things to be doing, done. I don't care about titles, but that's not to say that I won't try it when we finish stretch break. However, it is stretch break, and probably. That's fine. So, pause the music. Let's switch to the headset. Let's get everyone upset. Okay, I honestly don't know what this is gonna be about exactly, but it is from 5 Mad Movie Maker, who we've watched their videos before, and they tend to be sort of interesting. This is the quest for the golden balloon, which I don't know what that means, but apparently that's what we're doing. So yeah. Okay. He will tell us what we're doing, I guess. With text, maybe? Or is the golden balloon maybe? Oh, what the heck? Okay. What is the golden balloon? Whoa. Okay, that's kind of cool. What the hell? Is that one ride or is that multiple rides? Is that one ride? Is the golden balloon like 100%ing Roller Coaster Tycoon? I honestly have never played Roller Coaster Tycoon. But it does not look like this is one ride. But everything is gold, which is interesting, I guess. Maybe it says something in the description. Perhaps I should read that before we continue. I'll get up after this stretch and double check. I know a lot of people have fond memories of Roller Coaster Tycoon. And if I recall correctly, wasn't this game made like fully in fucking x86 or some crazy shit? Like some really archaic level of language? Puzzles and roller coasters? Damn right. I actually want to, because I don't understand what this is even about. Guests in Roller Coaster Tycoon race to ride all 38 attractions from the original 1999 video. Whoa. It just hit me how old 1999 is now. Damn, I'm old. Hey, John. Winners receive the coveted golden balloons at no charge, though they are really free if the rides cost. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm skipping this video just because I know a lot of people like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but this just isn't the video for me. Instead, let's watch this one. This is about
Crazy Gadget is one of Sonic
Crazy Gadget and taming one of the hardest glitches in Sonic Adventure. For your birthday, your aunt gave you Roller Coaster Tycoon expansion pack. That's hype.
Infamous stages, casually and in speedruns. Its gravity switching mechanic and difficult platforming made for a tough endgame gauntlet that frustrated many. But what if I told you?
You didn't have Roller Coaster Tycoon 2? That's awkward. So that just doesn't work, right?
How a Switch broke Crazy Gadget.
I've beaten Sonic Adventure multiple times, but the shit they do in the speedruns of this game are nutty to say the least. You never got to play it? That sucks. Did she ever find out, or did you just like sort of let her stay ignorant and make her think she gave you a good gift?
In the early days of Hero's story, Crazy Gadget speedruns looked pretty similar to what a skipless run of the stage would look like now.
You didn't tell her. What a
Joselle
nice
had to
guy.
abide by SDA's inbounds rule set, like many other games did in the early days of speedrunning. Joselle really only added one major strategy here, which was puzzle skip, allowing you to skip the entire ending section of the stage.
Ooh, that's cool.
Besides good movement and blazing through the stage as fast as possible, there wasn't much remarkable about the stage. And speedrunners? Well, they'll always try their best to change that. Crazy Gadget became the home of one of
gave you
Sonic
3D
Adventure
Frogger?
2's first major
Nice.
skips. Crazy Gadget Skip.
That's
Yeah,
it?
Not a very creative name.
Just called
but
Crazy
that
Gadget Skip?
More than makes up for its name's lack of creativity. When you reach this room in
A
Crazy
Zelda
Gadget
game
around
with
25
Frogger?
seconds into the stage,
What the?
you're faced with a choice. The path on the left leads to a dead end. The path in the center takes you to where you need to go, but if you miss the rail, you die. And the path on the right is a safer path to progress. In the next Hero Story World Record, Sonic Guitar did the unexpected. He took the switch on the left.
But how?
After what I had said earlier, this is probably a bit confusing, so let me explain. The left switch is supposed to be a dead end, but the developers overlooked something when they made this switch. If you jump on this checkered ledge and make a tight spin dash jump, using all of your hover frames and using a homing attack cancel, which is a homing attack that can give you a bit of extra distance, you can barely make it. And even if you do make this jump,
That's
the skip
nice.
is far from over. Since we were able to reach this area with different gravity than intended,
Nice move.
the game doesn't even try to make this easy for us. There are 3 different possibilities in this room. You hit the artificial chaos and homing attack to advance to the next room. You skip the room entirely, or you fail one of these and end up at the bottom. The only way to advance from here is if you're able to get hit and then attack the enemy. If the enemy is gone or you're out of rings, well, you're stuck. After this,
Wrecked.
you advance to the acid room. Here, you need to carefully land on this small strip of ground Sonic can stand on. Next, spin dash very carefully to not hit the acid or go back to the wall. Jump up and kill the
Dude, the
enemy and lock the door.
the gravity's so broken.
This room can be a point of death or even just time loss and makes the skip a bit more difficult to perform quickly. After advancing through the acid room comes the final test, clipping out of bounds due to the wrong gravity being active and going straight to the end of the stage. This ending section was relatively simple, however the turning camera did make things a bit more precarious.
I feel like all these YouTube videos are always so quiet. And they're always quiet when I just had to turn off the extension that can make them louder. It's like every time. Every time it happens.
This skip was discovered in 2010 by Sonic Guitar himself and saved around 30 seconds if done optimally. This was one of the first major discoveries in Sonic
There we
Adventure
go.
2 speedrunning and really made a massive difference when
like
breaking the
John
Hero Story World Record.
Did you finish your trip or whatever? Whatever it was a while back? Aren't
After
you
Sonic
like
Guitar's run in
working or
2010,
supposed to be working?
years passed and Crazy Gadget discoveries stayed pretty quiet. Runners like Logan and Talon continued optimizing the stage, however, there wasn't really any major changes. Talon then did something that was a catalyst for change. He got the run.
The run.
The run involved the aforementioned Crazy Gadget skip, the newly found Eternal Engine skip, which at the time had an inconsistent setup, and the skip that involved going through a kill plane, the old Final Rush skip. Talon
Still in
got
the
all of
States?
these skips quickly, alongside a great
Yeah, I
run
was
in terms of
asking.
execution and RNG in the treasure hunt.
Because I remember you mentioned you were in the States
quick
for a bit.
progress since the game's
Oh,
Steam
okay.
release a few years prior came to a complete halt, as no one could seemingly beat this time. Well, from the outside it may have seemed like this was the case, but in the background the community was working on something huge.
Oh?
Crazy Gadget Skip? Skip.
I
Yeah,
knew it
yeah,
was gonna be
another
fucking
great
skip,
name.
skip.
This strategy involved, once again, using the switch to change Sonic's gravity, but
Why
instead
are
of
speed,
navigating
dude,
the stage on its
speedrun trick names are so varying from their level of like actual good description to so basic that it's useless. to so stupid sounding that it's just like
Side, we
party
break out
poopy
of
butthole
bounds
skip. Like,
much,
what is going on?
much earlier this time. In 2007, Sadistic Mystic stumbled upon this gap in kill planes. These days, we have much better tools to examine the game. We understand kill plane layouts and even have tools to look at the game through a level editor. When this
Damn.
trick was discovered, none of this was possible. So finding this small gap in kill planes from someone who had the capability to record and also just happened to be recording while it happened was a miracle. Clearly, not much came from this at first, since runs through 2014 were still using the older version of the skip, Crazy Gadget Skip. However, they proved that the skip was actually able to reach the end of the stage through tasks
Crazy
after
Gadget
many
Skip.
years. 2014, in fact, was the year that they proved it was possible. Less than a year after Talon's incredible run, this trick was discovered, but the trick was considered to be tasks only, right? As I
That's always
mentioned,
how it goes with speedruns. It's like, oh, task only strat, and then like 3 months later, they like
the
find a
community
setup.
was not done improving Sonic Adventure 2, and were determined to continue pushing the game. Crazy Gadget Skip, or CGSS, is done by hopping on the same ledge, but the other side.
Skip.
Instead of going forward to progress, these runners, they jumped into the void. This void was seemingly just one large kill plane, but they found out this wasn't exactly true. There was actually a small gap in between the multiple kill planes meant to completely cover the room. The same gap that Sadistic Mystic had found years before.
BGSS.
If you weave Sonic around these kill planes, you can
I
successfully
feel like they just
navigate
want
out of bounds.
cool sounding
The
acronyms
next question
sometimes.
was, how do you get to the goal ring from here? Well, the game doesn't exactly like us going out of bounds here, and the camera has a hard time adjusting. While troublesome, the camera was fairly consistent, so runners found a way to navigate this correctly, and if done just right, can hit the goal ring from the other side like the original skip.
So does that make it like a 30-second level?
Now, they had found this strategy, but was it even possible to be done in real time? To most runners,
actually
the
almost
answer
called
was
that pretty
unclear.
close, 30
Little
seconds.
was known about how exactly it worked, as the tools we have now weren't accessible then. This includes a level editor to see how your movements looked from other perspectives, input display to share and compare your inputs against other runners to learn, and other programs that could have assisted greatly. Two members of the
Okay.
community, Hazel and Darkpro, however, were determined
Classic username is different than the Twitch name.
to prove that the strategy was humanly viable at AGDQ that year. They went to work trying to find a setup, and when the event had ended, they had found it. CGSS was
That's
still
kinda
known
hype.
at the time as the ultimate
What to
risky
tell you, they always
strategy,
find a setup.
and while proved to be possible, it would only ever be used in runs if the run had no other chance. And that is exactly what A_mustache did. In October
I
20...
feel like he should have more of a pronounced mustache with that kind of name, right? Like that's just like it kind of looks like it has a gap in the middle. Got a little bit of a little bit of a patch on the chin too. I guess that doesn't disqualify it, but the
15.
mustache
After
itself I feel
losing
like
some
could use
time in
more.
the desert section of the run was behind the world record going into Crazy Gadget, so Mustache made the bold call to try out CGSS. If he hit it, he would be ahead of the world record by about 10 seconds.
Yes! I called CGSS. Really? Yeah, I did.
With this,
It's always
Mustache
this is a trend that I've seen happen sometimes in these runs is in these like speedrun things is that the like I guess it's a thing where people guys will be speedrunning, but they'll be like on a Discord call or something. So like when he just was like, I did CGSS, and then someone else was like, oh no way.
closed
Oh,
out the
okay.
run, it was able to secure a spot for himself in the history books. One side effect of this run, however,
guess I could
was
see that-
from now on,
that, but-
CGSS would be an expectation for any runner going for the world record of Hero Story.
Interesting.
An obligation this became, much to these runners' distress. The runner Shibaka.
Yeah, that is
and
rough
Marua,
because isn't this level's like near the end of the game,
Dark
and I imagine if you miss it, it's kind of game over.
Pro and Mustache would all trade the record back and forth over the course of the next year and a half until it settled in Dark Pro's hands and stayed for quite a while. All of these runners had to not only learn CGSS, but master it, or world record would be firmly out of their reach. As they pushed the record lower and lower, it wasn't enough to just hit it first or second try anymore. They would need to get an optimized run and hit the skip first try. This requirement made Crazy Gadget much more of a menace.
Yeah,
to
it's
the
like
runners
almost at the end of
involved
the
and
game.
claimed many runs that were on world record pace. This continued into the era of dominance by a runner named
Damn,
Katie
Katie.
4 that I plan
Gee.
to talk about, but that's a story for another day.
Wait,
As
why?
more and more information came out about the skip, runners began to have a better grasp on what made it work and what they could do to make the skip more
Why is it
consistent.
another day?
There were new methods of doing the skip and variations that made things more simple. One of these
Okay.
big innovations was the discovery of free camera, allowing runners to see where they were going while out of bounds. This was done in a few different ways, but the more commonly used method is jumping over this camera trigger here. When you run through it, the game sets the camera to behave in a certain way. When avoiding this trigger, the game just keeps the camera
That's
behind
clever.
Sonic during the skip,
Clever.
allowing runners to take out some of the guesswork. While this strategy actually lost time, it made the out-of-bounds section much easier to handle and a lot more consistent. Another new method that helps
that looks much
CGSS
easier
was
to
the
do.
box hover method. Box hover is another method of performing this strategy that simplifies the inputs and movements required to get out of bounds. Using
Okay.
a spin dash hover instead of a somewhat tight spin dash jump allows the runner to focus more on the angles that are required to weave around the kill planes. Using a spin dash hover is also slightly slower than a spin dash jump, allowing for more
I
time
don't know
to
what the
adjust.
difference between those
Similar to
are,
free
really,
cam,
but
the box hover method actually lost time over the other setups, but many runners valued the consistency over the speed. Now, runners that weren't vying for the top spots often adopted both of these strategies, as getting the skip first try was more important than the 2 to 3 seconds these methods lost. Free cam is even used in most top-level hero story speedruns to this day to ensure consistency. As a wise speedrunner once told me, sometimes you have to go slow to go fast.
slow is smooth and smooth is fast. What they say.
One thought you may have after hearing all of this is that speedrunners have only been going slower since the skip was first found, which in most Hero Story speedruns is actually valid. However, there have been other optimizations to Crazy Gadget and its skip. It was theorized that CGSS could be done without any setup at all, and in the Sonic Adventure 2 Human Theory task it was
That
proven.
would be
Yes,
wow,
this crazy
that was
method was
fucking
possible in task,
crazy.
but could humans
They
actually
just
do it
moved so
reliably?
fast.
Considering it was part of the Human Theory task, they seem to think so. This required not only doing all of the craziness that came before, but having an inconsistent position and hardly enough distance to make it to the goal ring. It had to be too difficult to be pulled off in real
Oh,
time,
here we go.
right?
Right?
But on July 21st, 2018, a sinister taco did
Hey, that's Serena with sunglasses. That looks like that's a Photoshop.
this.
Kind of looks like a photo. Holy damn, they're moving. This game is crazy at speeds. You just be zooming. The camera just like can't even keep up. Where? Okay, there we are. And then we zoom. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh my god, they did it. Well, there it is. And I assume he's gonna get it.
No! Yes!
Oh, I thought he died because of the audio. There he is. There he fucking is.
No!
Alright, we got some questions for you, sir. Got some fucking questions for you.
This incredible run is the Crazy Gadget world record and has stood for almost 4 years at this point. I think this run can be summed up by saying that it only loses 2 seconds to Taco's very own Crazy Gadget Human Theory tasks. From maneuvering Sonic masterfully without even being able to see him at times, optimizing every possible section to the smallest of details,
I mean, the
and then
moments when the
nailing a
camera
setup as
couldn't keep
version
up
of
are
one of the
nuts.
most difficult skips in the game? This is one of, if not the best IL in Sonic Adventure 2's history. While it's not currently clear if this is a strategy that will ever be adopted by Hero Story runners, it does exist, and it will always be there for the bold runners that want to save a few extra seconds. It's important to note, this run happened years ago. In the years after this, both FreeCam and Box Hover became more
so that was
prevalent to
before
make
those.
CGSS more
Damn.
consistent. Since the current
just got
era
home.
of SA2 has started, the skip known as the
Buckle up,
ultimate risky
Buster.
strategy has become simultaneously riskier and way more consistent. Like many other discoveries in speedrunning, the initial find is rarely the end. It's likely the start of a whole new journey. I'm Don SR, and this is Speedrun
Speedrun
Evolution.
I don't think I've seen any of this person's videos until this point, but that was pretty good. That was pretty good. But we got some bigger fish to fry here. We got some fish to fry. And I don't mean fish sticks. I don't mean no damn fish sticks. Okay, Toby. So, we've already done a couple attempts, and, you know, there were some issues. We've gotten close to being able to transform, or not transform, switch this thing over, but not quite. I did do this. I assume I don't want to scale it up. But I didn't. You better be thankful because I didn't even have enough to buy 2, let alone, you know, that. You gotta teach me how to get some more MP or something, because like all of my MP from like the entirety of like 10 years of playing this game. So, that said, the questions in mind were changes? Question mark. I also run pre-draw every time it's up, and then sell the pre-draws. Okay, so what my theory had been was that there was like 2 options. There was you start and I use your KG right away, or I start and I use the Susano right away, and then the KG do that when the Susano shield is gone. As far as there, we did think about changing the delay. I think we mapped it out in that technically reaching it would come up faster, but I could be wrong. But I thought that was the case that we came up with. Because it would be 27 on him. Because it's 15. And on this, you can like divide this number by like 2, basically. And then that way, that means that this is like 20 turns, right? That's kind of how we save KG for 4th floor. Oh, well, we were definitely dying to stuff that we needed to shield, so I don't know how we would get. We were basically dying to the ogres. But the main point was that I just need to fucking know what you were doing to start, and then try to figure it out. But I think technically it comes up quicker with Ricci first compared to Aten. Like this is +2 every time, so it's technically more like 20 turns in total compared to the 27 that this was. But I suppose I could be wrong. I do have to pee again, so I am gonna do that, but I'd like you to think about those things. But that has haste 2 at 10. I mean, that has haste 2. Oh, it does have 1. Okay. Okay, alright, yeah. The only problem with that means that I have to change the SA on at 10, I guess. Ugh. because currently Aten is not unbindable. If I put looking for the tennis racket. So yeah. Right? Yeah. I assume we need it to be unbindable. That's what I was saying, it still might be too long. 27. And we start with like 18 or 19. So it's still like quite a bit. No, I only have one. Well, I guess we can kind of see the timing if we go in here. So assuming we're on the first floor, you do this, and then you Susano? I'm assuming? Right now we're 8 turns away, which is really like 4 turns away. Then you do this, and it's like turns away basically. So from what I understand, I kind of need this Susanna shield to be up when I go into the ogres, because I died from a preemptive. I didn't have a shield when I... Oh. Yeah. Doesn't seem like it. Maybe. But this was what, our 3rd turn? And we're 1 turn away since I guess I guess if we 2-shotted the first floor, that's probably unlikely if I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I could try it like this first, right? I guess I still need... And mass attack more. There we go. Light cross will kill the first floor easily. I mean, do we want that though? Don't we kind of want to not kill the very first turn? We want to kill like a couple turns in? Or no? My interpretation was we kind of want to waste at least 1 turn or 2 on there first, but... Oh. Transform this, comes this. Then we want to do a cross, multi-colors. if possible, try to talk about what's going to happen coming up rather than waiting. Rather than... That didn't go well. Well, it went okay, I guess. Obviously, that wasn't the highest combo count. Oh, I messed up the heart match? How did that happen? Well, I guess that's a good thing. That part was probably a... Delay is one turn away. So we're probably gonna die this next turn. We have no way to... This is 3 away, so we need the delay now or we die. So then I would have to use this shield. So we just die, right? I mean, I guess there's no point in me, like, I don't care about... I'd rather you fucking tell me what would I be doing here, rather than going fast, because we're just expecting to lose anyway, right? So... Please just say words. Possible. Because I'm pretty sure I just die. But I can't delay. It's not up. So we probably have to switch it to Kaiba, I guess. Which is unfortunate because it's a little bit worse. Yeah, I could do this shield, but you already said I can't do that shield. Yeah, I guess we just lose, I think. Yeah, I think so. Oh, I messed up the cascade anyway. Funsies. Yeah, I guess Kaiba probably. We lose we lose some team HP unfortunately doing that, but I mean skilling up this doesn't really change though. I mean, I guess unless we put it on top of her, but even then I think it's still not. We don't lose team HP? It also has 2 team HPs? Is that true? I don't even know what the Kaiba thing is called. Like, Blue Eyes, right? Is it? Oh, it is? How convenient. Oh, I need to skill it up though, huh? Alright, fair enough. I just assumed that there was no way they both had it. That's kind of cool. Do I have Dark Ricci? No. Oh. No, no, no. So otherwise that would have lined up well, though. Otherwise that would have lined up okay. Would rather that have not happened. Um, okay. Red spawn's pretty bad because you have to heal a bit more.
Yeah, I guess I also have to kill this turn, huh? Means I also just might be in trouble. Might have done damage the first turn. I know I didn't cross there, but I didn't think I needed to kill.
Problem is that now we needed that extra turn to get this up. So I'm assuming we're still gonna die.
That's my guess. That's my guess. Looking like it. Oh, well. Okay, I guess. Guess that kind of worked. Okay, okay. Two more turns, then I can have that switched up there. Feel like I'm not doing as much damage as I need to be doing, but okay. Okay. That was a little bit better. Okay, now I can switch this. Okay. See how that goes.
I fall to help. Okay, now what? Wait, I haven't gotten this far.
I assume I want to transform Rafine right away? Please?
Please talk before it happens.
This does... I want to transform Rafine, I'll do that. Okay. And then we do other stuff.
Okay.
Ouch. The fuck? What do I do? Do I need to do this? This isn't the 4th floor, is it? This is the 3rd floor. There's not many hearts here. I feel like I'm gonna die. RCD is lowered. Definitely feel like I'm gonna die. That wouldn't help. Well, maybe it would. Probably. Just kill some of the spawns.
Light cross one. I only killed one, so I'm dead. But even if I killed... I mean, I got killed by the red guy, not any of these guys, I think. So I don't think it mattered. I didn't. Could play Pokemon. You want to be to get up. Man, that Xbox chat that you used is not you like it's you gotta fix that. There's not that much I feel like I don't have much movement time, but I might just be spooking myself. I'm probably spooking myself, but I feel like I don't have as much time. I feel like I don't have enough time to like do everything that I want to do. But I probably do. Probably do. I'm probably just spooking myself. Why did the laptop just go to sleep? Why you do this? Not feeling very confident. I feel like there was a lot of things still left to do, but we'll see. Especially with the tape. That didn't help. That did not help. Oh, I just lost. That's great. That's why crosses are. You get pumped up, you want to be the very best like no one ever was. Oh. I think technically that's like DA double. Isn't that fun? Like, how worried do I need to be about the timer here? That would make me feel a lot better knowing anything about that, I think. Because I feel like I have to run time. But I probably don't. My movement time is not that high. And especially when I got the red one, so I don't have much HP. I assume I die here? Yeah. I can ignore the timer. Getting the red spawn like fucking 3 times in a row. Really cool, really cool, really cool. Awesome, very fun. Again. Like, there's no way that I can cross here. Look at that. There's not even close to enough time for that. And I missed the last spin, so now I just die. I like don't want to stream right now. I don't want to. I have no stam left. Come on. Why am I so dog shit? Fuck me. No one likes watching a streamer be mad. Unless it's the funny rage kind, but that's pretty much I never produce kind of. This is great. Okay, didn't get the stupid ass red spawn for once. That will make life a little easier. Make life a little easier this time. Funny enough, that would have been a fine spawn for the red one because there was so much skyfall of, or not skyfall, but there was so many hearts everywhere. Not even 7C. We have one turn of this thing. I waited for the spinner to turn to hearts there to get an extra heart match, so hopefully that helped. Ow. Right, now we delay. Not even fucking dark orbs, so whatever. Probably for the better to waste at least 1 or 2 turns. Oh, okay, well. Okay, alright. I was worried that they would do like a super duper move because there was no teammate dudes left, but that seemed not to be the case. Well, that's probably not good. Probably wanted to be able to transform before I got here. I do have shield for 2 turns still, I guess. Oh, the time is shorter. That's what got me messed up on when I was on here. Right. Right. Jesus. Everything is so far away. What? This is blue down there, right? Yeah, okay. That does that, I guess. What in the... Somehow messed up a little bit, but... You always take the turns. I cross every turn. You should have waited. Mixed messages. This is impossible, actually. I just die. I have to do this. Color orb. Did not get the dark match that we needed, so we just die anyway. Okay. So fuck. Okay. Whoa, that would have been so miserable if I accidentally clicked that. Cross one wanting damage. It seemed like we always wanted damage, pretty much, except for the sapphires. Granted, we've only done 3 floors, but it sort of seemed like that. Rather you tell me everything like I'm a fucking 2-year-old. Because I'm stressed the fuck out. I'm stressed. I don't know what else to tell you. This is stressful to me. It might not be to you, but it is to me. I think I wanna... Well, I messed up the dark match and the green match and the blue match, so fucking kill me. I'm so fucked. I feel like I'm on a like candid camera, except I did it to myself. To just play the absolute worst possible that I could in a 25-minute time period to look like the biggest fucking awfulest player that has ever played this game on a stream. What is wrong with me, dude? At least there's good music. It's the only good thing that's happened. I mean, I can't. You know what I need? I know what I need. I know what I need. This is why pad streams only happen on Monday. It's never meant to be. Well, this is what I need. Need my damn apple. I should have done it before. I should have done it during the stretch break. How could I be so... Oh, I got a crown. How could I be so brutish and my hubris got the best of me not to have this apple beforehand? How could I have done so? I just stretched. The stretch happened like 20 minutes. I lost like a bazillion stamina in like 20 minutes. I think that was like the worst 20 minutes of pad I've ever done on stream. Not even a joke. What is that? What was that one on? New Year's card. Oh. I don't even remember getting... Where do I find that? Evo material? I don't even remember farming these, but I guess I must have. The problem is the tape plus the shortened time. It becomes problematic. But I can't really afford to change this to tape, I don't think, which is unfortunate. I mean, unless I put an equip on that gave a skill boost. Yeah, I know they're for seasonal equips. I just didn't recognize the New Year's one.
Hmm. I still hate crosses too. But the other part that feels really bad about all of that is that it's like I didn't even make it. I didn't even make it to the 4th floor. I imagine it has to get harder, right? Like, there's no way it's just those, and then it's easy street, surely. What is his regular thing again? That's where I'm wrong, really? Yeah, but is that's like for me we're saying no. Okay, they're the most toxic, the early levels. Okay, all right, that's good. But is it like a you have to double cross every floor kind of shit, or like? Maybe that's what we could do. Floor, you say you need to use your dude's thing because there's like a bind or whatever. Then what? I basically just combo always and then use these guys when they're up pretty much, or do I save them for a certain floor? Because I imagine we'll get them back up close to the end. Or maybe even not. Yeah, kind of close to the end. But do I want to save them, or would I want to just use them as soon as they come up? The regular like the regular skill. Now, when you say no problem, does that mean I have to cross, or can I just combo normal? In fact, do I basically not use any skills? Unless, like, I'm messed up with a board. Also question. What is the reason we need this again? The reason I'm asking that is because doesn't this do that? Oh no, that's unmatchable status. Okay, never mind. I misremembered. I always think it does that for some reason. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. What do you mean on floor 4 and on A10? Does that mean that I need to never use your KG, basically, ever? Except for on floor and then waiting. Oh, A10 will charge it up. Okay, that's good then. Because that's why I was asking about things like, do I continue to just, like, let's say these come up, do I just, you know, use it 4 turns, then the other one 4 turns kind of thing? But it only does the leads. Excuse me. Okay. Right. I have to say, I do feel better having eaten the apple. That doesn't solve the problem of not having stamina for another 30 minutes, though. That doesn't solve that aspect of the problem. Only he's the leads. But at that point, the leads should be both KGs, right? Because mine should be switched over there by that point. Or does it, like, somehow keep track of this and still... Yeah, okay. We're on the same page. And then, okay, so for this lady... when does this need to happen? It'll be the current leads. Yeah. That would make sense, and that's what I figured, but... I would need her for 4 to 5. Okay. The reason I was asking is because I was worried about, you know, the skill getting overwritten and that kind of thing, but it sounds like that's unlikely to be the case. Okay, so I need for 4, 5, and then 11, 12. 5 to 11 is 6 floors. 6 times 3 is 18. Doesn't that leave me a couple of, That means I need to basically take a couple turns 2-shotting stuff instead of 1-shotting. But that sort of sounded like what you said would happen anyway. Install easily on the floors that I need to use the skill on. Okay. That's good. Classic Apple hiccups. And then okay, so that counts for that. That's fine. Would there be a reason for me to... Do I basically just use decollie it whenever I want to when there isn't colors? Or am I specifically saving the shield thing to come back up for something later or anything like that? Okay, so save it for unmatchable. Okay, so save it for unmatchables. Okay. Unless I use it like really, really early, I guess. And then 6 turns it comes back up in time. That's probably okay. Sure. Okay, so basically admit, like, at the latest, use it turn, like, 6. At the latest. Make sure not to kill too fast on floor 2. Yeah. Yeah. There is the... I'm trying to think, because you use Collie turn 1, then you stall like 2 or 3 turns, then another 3 or so turns, so that's 6, and then you're only on turn floor 2 at that point. Let's say 3 takes 2 turns, that's like 8, so then still got 10. So like there's a chance that I could get to, like, let's say I use Collie the first turn like planned, and then I don't use her until floor 13. There's a decent chance that if I hadn't used her at any point between the first turn and 13, that the inherit could be up. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking about. I was thinking, would it be better to save the shield and use it close to it, or would it be better to just like use Collie like floor 5 or 6 or something? But it sounds like maybe not. I feel like it sounds like the having the unmatchables be matchable would be better than the Susano shield, right? Like if you had to choose one, which would you? Pretty sure they're both. You would rather have the unmatchables be matchable.
Yeah, okay. So I think it probably would make sense then to use it like 4 or 5 or 6 or something just to be safe. Reset floor 8. 8 specifically? For some certain reason? Wouldn't floor 8 be late? 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 13. That's only 5 turns. Need 6. When you have to do it before 8? Just take an extra turn somewhere then? Oh. I guess that's possible. Yes, that's possible. I will look away from my screen for 20 seconds. Dude, I should have had the apple before. I should have had the apple before. What a mistake. What a mistake. What was I thinking doing that stretch break and not having the apple with the video? Disastrous. Disastrous. You would definitely need to stall for Ricci anyway. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay then. Well, I guess that's fine. Is there something that happens on floor 8 that's like spooky? Or maybe it like makes a board that's annoying and then using Kali makes it easier? Actually, I could technically do an endless corridor. I do have like all of them left. I do have pretty much all of them left to do. Okay, maybe not all of them, but just makes your boards of heals and junk. Yeah, okay. Well, then I think that makes sense. Did I do this? I mean, it's already 7x6, but I guess maybe just to get used to using the time. Not like there's anything else going on. Practice. With people are gonna come in like, oh, you're near the end. Wait, there's no timer. Wait, what's happening? Yeah, so this actually isn't that you're. Oh, how'd I mess up that red match? He's doing it. He's doing it. I should be practicing the crosses. I should be probably practicing the crosses. I fuck crosses. I'm not really worrying about the delay and things on this. And this board is made it work, but I assume this is supposed to be pretty easy. Pretty old.
that I've just never done. That's what I'm saying at least. Okay. Ready already? I mean, to be fair, the reason I haven't done it usually something more interesting. Now would be the time, I suppose, to strike while the iron is ironers. Well, it is something. Oh, I didn't even notice her thing is up here. Probably do that. Oh, I messed up the red. Messed up the Cascaderoni. Okay. Just gonna kill anyway. Look at all these fucking hats. Look at all these fucking hats. I don't even have to fucking do rainbow. Right, I should probably shoot. Probably shoot. Go. There we go. I messed up those diagonals like 5 times, so that's good. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. Get rid of a bunch of hats. Oh, and then I can just do that like, oh, that's kind of nice. Forgot about that. 2 times orb movement. And the boost. So, what about this? Should I be like using this whenever it's up, Toby? When I'm in the actual dungeon? Or do I save it for certain stuff? Use it when it's up. Is what I'm assuming that, yeah, basically is for. Might want to time to be up for 11 for time deep. Okay. 2 times orb movement for 4 turns. Oh. I thought it was just the attack for 4 turns, but it's everything. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. I mean, not that you're right, like I questioned it, but more like I didn't even really parse it that way. Okay. Yeah, so it just does it for 4 turns for everything. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice. With self boost on all subs.
Yeah. Doesn't that mean it's like just always gonna be up? The whole dungeon?
I mean, unless there's like a skill delay or something.
If it's for 4 turns. Oh, it stacks. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Okay. Well, I don't want to deal with all these jammers and things. I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm just gonna get rid of all that. Get rid of all that nonsense. But we want the skill to be up for floor 11 because they're gonna time shorten. Okay, got it. That is what you. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. And so, for my KG, do I want to use that whenever it comes up, like after the initial switch, or do I want to kind of have it hang out and wait until I might need the shield or something? Just use it when it gets up. But yours we want to save because we might need the thing again. I forget. We already talked about it, but I remember that being the trying to sneak in an extra cascade with the red, but didn't quite get there. You only use on floor 4, and then I hold it until I need it for something. Or it just doesn't come back up in time. I think it would. Yeah, the Aten, that's what it was. Yeah, that's why we don't use it again, in case we need it for that. You don't hold. Oh. It will always be. I mean, it will always be. Right. Yeah, okay. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to memorize. Right. Yeah. Oh, I just completely messed up the dark cascade. Doesn't even matter. What song is this? I mean, I know it's Pokemon, but we are at 1 hour and 6 minutes. This is Boutique SS. What's that mean? Is that like... Oh, Sword and Shield? It must be. Okay. That must be what it is. That must be. Okay. That was a nice board. Lots of light orb things. I would be pretty sad if I like died to the last floor here, so I'm hoping there's nothing annoying. That would make me sad. That would make me sad. Boss battle. Okay, this is Zeus Man. It's Zeus Man. Simple combo, relatively. No cross. Probably fine anyway. Okay, cool. Hey, well, you know what? At least I did something. At least I got something done. I can put that in the spreadsheet. So this is true endless corridors. 7x6 board, 30 battle. My record has been updated. My record has been updated. Is that how they usually say that? Oh, I don't even get a stone for that. That's just for a thing. For some reason I thought that would give me a stone. Maybe I have to finish all of them. Probably. I do have to pee again. What is... Oh, this is the crown. 24 crowns! I'm getting there. Yeah, you have to do all of them? That makes sense. That makes sense. 24 crowns. I need 30 for the no Skyfall, right? Yes. Okay, so I'm 6 away. I'm 6 away. Approaching. Okay, I do have to pee again. I'm gonna do that. And yeah, I'm gonna do that and fill my water. This music's good. You. Okay. Earbuds in. We're in. We're locked and loaded. Okay. Oh yeah. This wasn't it. I don't know why I said oh yeah, but I played some Unite yesterday with Mari and Dem, and it went well finally for once. Like the first good session of the season. We went almost to ultra class 1. I'm like veteran 5 with 3 pips or something, so very close. But a new Pokemon is coming out on Tuesday or Monday, the next time we probably would be playing. So that's kind of sad, because that always like resets everything and everyone starts being stupid. But it's Espeon, because there's already Sylveon. That's kind of neat, I suppose. But yeah, that game is interesting. It's like frustrating, but just sometimes barely enough of like good that it's like just barely enough for me to end up being willing to watch it or play it. But I guess that's kind of true for most like MMO, not MMO, MOBAs. That's the case for most MOBAs. So I don't know. That really. I kind of don't. Are these endless? They're all really long, right? 30, 50 battles, 50 battles. I don't want to do one of these because I only have like 5 minutes, 7 minutes. I guess I could just do it anyway, or I could do 8P. I do kind of need to do that, right? Because isn't there an Academy role in here that I should probably do before Academy goes away? Although, maybe that might be what I do a lot of on Monday, because I assume we won't have anything new Monday, since it'll just be Academy stuff still. My assumption. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm picturing at the current moment. That Monday pad stream would most likely end up being 8P. I don't expect there to be anything new. So yeah, maybe in that case I don't need 8P then. Hunter x Hunter's on Monday? Oh really? We're having overlap. Oh. Okay, maybe then I should do a runner. Maybe I should do some 8P tonight. Well, whatever, we'll figure it out. Let's do one right now, I guess. I don't even remember what I'm supposed to do. Rows? No. Crosses? Crosses? Oh wait, that's TPAs. That's TPAs. Oh, I'm supposed to do TPAs. And cross. One cross and then T. So it's either... Okay, so it's light cross and then TPAs. That's what it is. Or I guess a green. I don't know. I'm sure I'll do terrible and it's fine. I'm sure I'll do terrible and it's fine. Except no one else is playing, so so maybe it's not fine. Maybe it's just not gonna happen. That's okay too. That's fine too, I guess. I can smell like pizza and French fries from the other room that I don't get to have any of because they're someone else's purchase. And I already ate anyway. No, I can't. I must stay pure with the apple. The apple will guide me to the victory. That's what I need to do. I gotta stay in. I gotta stay locked in. We've had Hunter x Hunter before, right? I don't actually really remember which anime people that is, but I think we've had that before, right? Or am I thinking of something different? I easily could be, because I don't I will like recognize the names of some things we have, but not if we've actually. No, we haven't. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. That's exciting. So what's the... Has it been in Japan once already, and this is like the second time it's in Japan, and we're getting it for our first time sort of thing? Posture. Alright, this is not happening. Okay. I don't blame no one for doing 8p on a Friday evening. I don't blame anyone for not doing that. There's 2 rem coming for us. From us, for us. Hunter x Hunter and Hunter x Hunter 2. Ah. So they've had them both already. Excuse me. Available in 1 minute. And change. 1 minute and change. Hunter x Hunter is 5 stone rem and Hunter x Hunter 2 is 7. Okay. Thing? Is it because the OG Hunter x Hunter ones are bad? Like they're old and bad or something? Hunter x Hunter 2 is like new, so they're better? Making us pay more? I guess that's not out of this. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but I'm sure it's fine. Is there anything in it that's like actually OP? Is there a remote reason to roll the 5? Kinda sounds like no, but I don't actually know what's in there. But it makes you think that, certainly, because of the stone differences, huh? That 1 needs 7 and 1 needs... 2 is new for JP. Yeah, no, I understand that. 2 is definitely newer. I understand they're both for I'm with you on 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 29, wait, 19, 18. Wait, so dirty 1 is 39? Math? 39 or 38. Right? Yeah. Unless they are debating hard with that 1983. No advertisement for you. Five stones is usually 88% trash, while we get prey for 2% for diamond. True. True. Okay, here we go. Alright, lock in. Lock and load. Okay. Do this. Do this. How did the blue get messed up over there? What the fuck? What happened to the blues over there? What the hell? What the heck? I'm so annoyed. How did the blues get messed up? What was that? What was that? This game sucks. Game's actually trash. Game is actually garbage. Game is actually garbaggio.
Okay.
Almost messed that one up again. Okay. Ouch. Doritos? Ow. That guy threatens, then we delay. Oh, that switch that freaked me out. Okay. Kills, some kills. Switch back. 7 turns. Some more heals. You're eating Doritos, the purple ones? What flavor are the purple ones? Okay, then we switch. Had to wait for the spinner to not make that a non-cross. You're eating hot dogs, hot diggity dog. Nice. Congrats on the hot dogs. Okay, alright, that's good, that's good. What do you put on your hot dogs? What do you put on your hot dogs? Is the real question. This time shortened is gonna fuck me. I can't cross this in like 4 seconds. How the fuck am I gonna do that? How am I gonna do that? Okay, hold on. If that spinner wasn't there, that would have been okay. Oh, he gets it. Okay. 7, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, Raffine's up now. Did I not do anywhere close to enough damage? Because that's what it's looking like. It's kind of looking like I'm dead, and I'm kind of unhappy. Lots of ketchup? I'm just dead, aren't I? RCV's lowered. Nothing will help. I mean, even if I had Raffine up, it's not like I didn't get the cross in 7C. I got a light cross and I got the 7C. Obviously more than 7C would be better, but... There's not even 5 light orbs here. Jesus Christ. That's about as good as it gets with the 9 cascade and then extra health, but our RCV's probably too low to make anything happen, I would say. Yeah, we're dead. What a dumb dungeon. You know, I felt like I did everything right there. I don't know what the fuck you want from me. Feel like I did everything right there, so I'm not really sure Besides, like, getting a luckier board for the first turn of this, I don't really know what could have... Like, even the turn that I didn't have the Rafine time extend up, I got the 7C with a cross. There weren't any extra light orbs really anywhere else anyway that I could have matched. So it probably wouldn't have done anything different. I mean, maybe if there was a dark, or if maybe if just her being transformed would do enough. A wood cross with a light cross with 4.75 seconds. Yeah, that's reasonable. That's likely to happen. Wait, no it's not. I waited till the last turn for the ogres, or whatever they're called. I mean, I guess technically the first floor would have been stalled one more if I didn't kill 2 of them right away. I don't. Kinda seems like I did basically everything right, and it still didn't work. I just don't get where I'm going to reliably get this extra magical turn for Rafine to be ready in time. Well, that was close to the worst possible thing. Oh my god, there's purple. Oh man, I clutched that purple. Had to rely on the spinner there. I mean, I assume I still like have to delay right away when it comes up here, right? Certainly feels that way. I do need this blue, but oh, I didn't get the cross because it fucking... That's annoying. Yeah, because now we might be in trouble, huh? Now we might be in trouble. Oh no, we still have the delay, I guess, so it's fine, but... I might have done an extra turn there by mistake, not switching him over. I didn't really pick. I might have. Oh. Feel like they're gonna do some sort of kill move. Oh, okay, stance. Okay, that didn't kill me, but that scared me. If I want to do a light cross, I have to get it from a spinner. love this game. It's so great. I love it. Totally how I was moving the orb. To just go around creating a cross. Love that. Love that. What a fun experience. Okay. Light orbs are a million miles away. Am I dead anyway? Yep. Very cool. Isn't this so fun that the stream will end in 15 minutes? From refreshing stamina? Isn't that a great time? Love that. Love that. 15 minutes from refreshing means 2 minutes, by the way. If you aren't paying attention to the numbers. Fucking match reds, you dumb B-word. Didn't even get the cross. This team looks hard. Apparently this is my best option, according to those in the know. Because I am certainly not in the know. Okay. No hearts, but I don't think that matters. Okay, apparently it did matter. Apparently it did matter. Great. Love that. I have no idea. You probably know better than I do. This was the team that was recommended to me based on what I had. This is what I was trying. Can't be fucked. Spent hours of my life finding making one custom myself, really beyond what I've already done. High, but instead of a different delay. Little baby Ricci instead of a different thing because of typing, but still need a long absorption. I certainly believe you though, but I don't know what that is, so I can't really do anything about it. Put in front of my face. Apparently the apple was not enough. I thought it was gonna be, but we still just never quite got past. contains most of what I have. It doesn't contain pre-2017 stuff, but I imagine there's nothing in there that's too exclusive that wouldn't be covered. That would probably cover. It's doable. It's just the beginning's very tough. Beginning's just very tough. Just a tough. Can't do Geed because he doesn't add a type. Geed is like again. He's attacker devil, yeah. And he's not blue. The blue option was like this. But they, which is machine, which works. And they don't have. Would be a lot of damage. Yeah. Badness. I don't feel really like using a stone to refresh my stam to do this. I don't think I'm in a good headspace. So. It'd just be a bad idea. It would just be a bad idea. There was no one doing 8 people. Can't do that right either, it seems. Yeah, I don't know. How long is this thing around for? $9 days. Okay, alright. That is a good amount of time. Alright. I don't have to feel quite as depressed. I don't have to feel quite as depressed, sad boy, failure boy. Because there's a good amount of time left. And that also is another reason for me to not bend a stone to try and do it now. Again, just not a good idea. I'm sure there's probably some like Rafine team that people are using, I guess. Go here and then I go here. Here. Down. I found the thing that they were doing. Copy. Open. That. Alright, well I don't have like literally any of those subs, I don't think. So I don't think I have any of those. That's cool, I guess. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't. Well, I guess I could maybe do this, technically, but that would be annoying to have to redo that. And then I guess you could technically put regular Ricci here again. But would be worse. And then Ego Sloth? Oh, that's Ego Sloth? Yeah, I guess I don't have it evolved, so that's probably why I'm not used to that picture. Yeah. Okay, you're right. You're right. I don't remember this lady's name. I don't think I have it. But I guess technically if you consider regular Ricci to replace this, then maybe. and then Sloth, I guess, technically, and then this technically. The equips, don't think I have this one. I don't think I have this one. I technically have a Gojo, which is I think what this is, but I don't have a Gojo in equip form currently. I do have one of these. I would not be surprised if I have one of these, but just not equip form. I plan slaying a lot of stones on 20 stone godfish. I've talked about like minimum we're talking about, not maximum. Minimum spending 200, so 20, 10 rolls, but I wouldn't be, I don't know, I haven't really decided what that number of rolls is going to be, but I did promise that I would at least minimum do 10 rolls, which is 200 stones. Would not be surprised at all if I did much more than that. What is this guy's name? 8365. Oh, budget variation. Oh. Do that. Well, I definitely have this guy. I definitely have this. I could technically make that. Who's this? 8361. That. Who is 8361? Okay. Oh wait, that's not 8, that's a 6. 6361. Let's type. Reincarnated, no heat. I think I have that? Do I have that? I definitely don't have the boar's head thing. I definitely don't have this thing. That looks like Amaterasu. I don't know what this is. And I have that, and I have that. Bar head could be Saitama. I don't have Saitama unless you mean the free one. Unless you mean the free one we got. Or whatever it was called. But I don't think you mean that one. This one. I assume you don't mean this. System. Oh, I do have a lot of those. Wait a second. Wait a second, I have a lot of these. Hold on. Wait a second. One, two, three, 4, 5? Wait, who's this dragon guy though? Wait, who's this dragon guy? 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Who's this? Oh, I don't think I have whatever that guy is. Unless it's free. Rip. Rip. Is he replaceable? Yeah, I mean, the other one I would have to partner with someone that had it, the lead thing, but the Dragon Man, how special is he? You need it? Ah, the dream was almost there for a moment. The dream was almost there. That's funny. How are you supposed to do damage through color absorption? I guess that's whatever it was. That was almost there. That would have been a cool discovery to just have. Harry's hat Aeon's 2 turn makes it. Avon, even though that's not, that way. Removes or blocks, or changes wood to fire and dark to light. So is it just that you can make the whole board red every turn or something? What is this song? This is a Pokemon song? It is. Okay. Just run the other one, which is King Va- Oh. Wait, is that this thing? Oh, I have a Geed. That looks like Geed up there. I do have a Geed. Click the Dino Geed. Where's that one? Hide that. Hide that. I'm blind. I'm blind. Oh, this one. Well, I know I have Geed. Oh, that's not Geed? Oh, that's something else. What is that guy? Ultra. Oh, it's not Geed. The picture is pretty close to similar, though. I got baited. I got baited. I got baited. It's in the title. That does make sense, doesn't it? And I don't have that other guy, so that's ripped too. What a shame. I mean, the picture's pretty close. The Geed picture is fairly close. Like it's red, blue, little silver, some eyeballs. Like they look pretty damn similar at a glance. I thought. I'm like one piece off of like 5 different ways to do it. Looks nothing like. That's just plain false. That's actually just plain falsehood. You were just lying. Hey, Ohms. One's a robot, the other is a gold robot. I guess I don't. I have this. I do not have Dark Athena. I mean, I have Light Dark Athena. Aha. Got him. Yeah, the problem is I just spent like all of my MP on whatever this guy's name is. Plus, I've had to spend a bunch of resources to make this, so I would rather do more attempts with this before jumping bandwagon to buy a Dark Athena. Because there is 9 days left, so there is time to do more attempts, but... Yeah, I mean, that budget one is kind of close, too. This one. Thing. That's pretty close. I just don't have Nohime, which maybe that's like 100% required or something. But if it's not, then it means there's a decent chance that I could make it happen. Well, we're not stretch breaking, by the way. I should have hit that, I suppose. How are these buff reviews? This is just reviewing team templates for the dungeon that I just failed at like 10 times. 5 times. 8 times? 10 times. 12 times? It can be done. I just have to not be bad for like a full dungeon. for like a full 10 turns. We did get a yeah, there was an update today, that's correct. But I'm not, I don't know what shit updated. Okay. I have to pee. But I also feel like there's nothing else really for me to do here, besides just chat around. Kinda makes me want to just end the stream early here, instead of doing anything else. Which makes me sad because I feel like I failed the entire stream. Besides the story about the Tesla lady in the car. That part was pretty good. That part was pretty decent. But elsewhere, I basically just failed the entire time. I failed nothing? Well, you weren't here. You weren't here. It definitely was. And it definitely was not fun failing the way that I failed. There's not too many fun ways to fail in this game, to be fair. You're also failing to get it with a less budget team. I'm trying to, I guess, like, what would be a fun way to fail in this game? I don't even know if that's, like, I guess a funny way to fail would be, like, Skyfall Poisons, maybe? That's, like, the only one I can think of, because it's just so much ridiculous RNG that it's like, you can't even, you just gotta throw your hands up and be like, alright, they got me. But besides that, I don't really know if there's any other good, way to have fun failing. I suppose 8P failing, like you don't win, but like whatever, it was silly. I guess that's a way, but it's not really the same fail. The question that this brings up, I suppose, would be for the Monday stream. I guess I would do Hunter x Hunter stuff first, and then either some 8P and mail time and everything, and then maybe post mail time try this again, perhaps. Maybe that's the way to go, like Monday pad stream, start with Hunter x Hunter things, etc. Maybe if there's a little 8P time before stretch time / mail time / rolls, and then post that, do this stuff, try to do the title. That's a decent plan, at least. Okay, feel alright about that. Sunday will definitely not be pad. I mean, this is the worst part about this being such a failure is that this was like an extra special pad stream occasion. This pad is usually restricted to Mondays, and I just still completely failed. So Sunday will be not pad for sure, but pad will return Monday, as usual, as it has been for like fucking 5-6 years. How long have I been doing this? Too long. I don't know how long, but too long. Too long. Yeah, knowing that it's 10 days left, or 9 days left, definitely makes me feel less bad, I have to say. Knowing that, I'm like, don't really care that I failed. The only part about me that cares that I failed is that I feel like I just like wasted everyone's time. But besides that, besides that part of it, I don't feel as bad. I mean, I feel bad because I played bad, but in terms of just the actual losses themselves, the fact, like the contained idea of losing, the contained losses themselves, and not completing it today, I'm like, not the worst that I didn't complete it today. Would I have liked to complete it today? Yes. Could I spend stones to get stamina to do more attempts? Obviously not. I don't have any stones. I mean, just look. There's no stones there to use. Impossible. But Monday will be maybe the chance. Monday may be a Redemption Monday. I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Meruem? Is that an anime character's name? What is Meruem? Meruem? Who? Am I about to get D's nutted? What's happening? It's an HXH card. Okay. Alright, so I was right. It's an anime name. Sometimes you guys say these pad people names, and I'm like, am I about to get like a goblin these nuts or something? You know, I don't know. Anime names can be so all over. It's you can't even really tell what's going on. The ant dude. Is there a thing? Maybe can we look at these things right now? Hunter, Hunter pad update. Hunter x Hunter collab. New rem run and rerun. Am I gonna be able to read this, or is this gonna be all in Japanese? Old. Okay, it's like mostly in Japanese, but then there's a translation. Okay, so this dude is gone. Just like me, I'm fucking gone in 20 minutes. Transform to blah blah blah, 23 turns, 4 things and a thing and a thing. Reduce damage taken when matching 6 connected wood orbs. Bada bada boo. Okay. 10, box, thing, and yelling. For 3 turns, RCV 3 times and move orb 3 times. For 3 turns, 3 times wood attack. Transform to, well, he's a double. Alright, we're transforming again. Reduce damage by 50%, 2 combo, 3 bajillion fixed damage when bro. Blah blah, 21 times. Okay. Forced growth gone. Damn, his hair was growing, that's for sure. Okay. Reduced current HP to 1. That's spooky a little bit. For 5 turns, unable to use active skill. That's scarier. For 1 turn, greatly reduce RCV. For 1 turn, 10 times attack to self and wood attack. Wait, for self. Okay, for self and wood attack. Deals damage equal to enemies' 40% max HP. 1 turn? Oh, but then you can't use stuff for 10 turns. 5 turns. That's interesting. You use it to end the run? That's weird, but okay. Reduce damage taken by 50%, 4+ combo, and 9 bajillion million when in a row. So is the idea that you would partner this with like Boat or fucking Christmas Manoa or something? Is that what you would do? Because like, you don't really want to use this until like the end, like you said. So you want the other, you don't want to double up on these, or otherwise you're like just not using these skills forever until the end. So you probably want something else that at least every other turn can spike / make woods and stuff. And Noah for RCV. Sure. Interesting. Alright, now we got Killua. Kill Mia. Okay. Unlock orbs. Change orbs to light, dark, and heart. Transform. Reduce damage by 50% when light and dark. 16% when 8+ combo. Okay. Lightning Palm. 10. Oh, interesting. 10 and then dongs, but also box. For 5 turns, light and dark appear more frequently. Delay by net 1 and transform. 5 turns only. That's not too much. Reduce damage by 60% plus 2 combo when light and dark. 23 times attack. Slightly reduce damage and 1 fixed damage when 8+ combo. And then you become this guy, which is the same awakenings? The same awakenings. 1 turn CDs you can assist. Oh, this is an orb skin. For 1 turn, 5 times attack. For self, light, and dark attributes. Changes orbs to all the colors. Return to this one. Interesting. Reduce damage by 60% plus 4 combo. 23 times attack, slight reduced damage. So that's actually kind of neat. It goes back to this guy. And then you have to wait 5 turns to go back to this one. So you don't really want to use this right away when it comes up. Maybe you save it when you need it. Or something, maybe? Or maybe like don't transform both of them. Like maybe you do, if you're, would you partner this with itself? Would you partner this with itself, or would you partner it with something else? Because I would think you would kind of never want them to both be transformed to the lower one at once. Like, maybe you would alternate if you have to. Like, if you have to use one, then you kind of wait on using the other one until the other one's ready to transform back. You don't think it's a lead material. Okay. Okay. If you weren't using it as a lead, then yeah, okay, that makes it interesting. Chimera Ant King. This was the thing you were talking about, right? Ant? Or is it, no, maybe it's something different. No, you were talking about this guy. For 1 turn, reduce damage by 100% and transform. 24 turns. Too long. 10 times, 10 times, unbind, blah, blah, boop, blah, boop, blah. Charges allies by 2 turns, transforms, and 6th thing. 1.5 is 20 that reduce damage and defeat a 7 combo. 3 10Cs? Damn, and poison thingies. 1 turn, bypass damage void shield. The box, right? Unlock all orbs. Change all orbs to wood, dark, heart, and poison. 1.5 dark, reduce damage by 50% and 1 damage, 7 plus combo. 30 times attack and plus 3 combos when matching poison orbs. No RCV boost is kind of weird because like you're trying to match poisons. You hoping HHHU could keep your stones? Oh, wouldn't. Yeah. Okay. Crollo. Charge by 2. Never a bad one to have to do that. 10-10 box L. Create a roulette orb. In some time, and then we change into Spider. Head of the Spider. Switch position of leader and rightmost sub. That's weird. That's definitely a unique one. That's a unique one. 23 times attack, reduce damage by 70% and plus 3 combo when matching 2 dark or move time plus 10 seconds. Plus 10 seconds. The 2-turn Toto. I don't really know what that is. I don't know what Toto is. That's a dog in the Wizard of Oz movie, but... Oh, it's Toto in that movie, I think. Not Toto. Oh, dough. Leader changes with right sub monster. Enemies voids thing for 1 turn. I didn't even know this thing existed. Does that get used a lot for something? What is so good about switching? I mean, I can see certain scenarios where it's like particularly useful, but okay, experience stuff. Sure. Okay. So more like I said, like specific scenario stuff, not necessarily like actually doing a real, quote unquote, real dungeon with it, maybe. Delays enemy by 3. So this lady looks important, maybe not. Kurapika. Her name is Hunter, so I mean, is she one of the hunters in the Hunter show? Or he? Is this a he? Can't even tell. Delays by 3 turns, transforms the thing. Sure. Reduce damage by 50%. Okay. For 1 turn, no Skyfall. For 1 turn, or -2. For 2 turns, reduce... What is this skill? For 2 turns, reduce enemies' defense by 100%. For 2 turns, bypass attribute absorb shield. 3 skill thing max. Reduce damage by 60%. I imagine this is more for a sub than a leader, but that is a weird active. Yeah, no, I get that, but that definitely would take more turns than what I'm currently doing, because what, you need like 23, then you need 4, and then you need 2. A lot of turns. Now we got Hisoka. He looks evil. Delay by 2 turns. For 2 turns, bypass attribute absorption damage. Absorption. 70 times attack, reduce 50% plus 4 combo when fire and dark at once. He's got 2 10Cs to start. God damn. Okay. You can have +6 as well to start. And this is the Evo version. Create one roulette orb the last one turn. For one turn, slightly reduce damage taken. Double 10C still. He's got tape instead of an extra plus. And he's got a cross instead of a hand. 7 by 6 board. Reduce damage by 50% when fire in dark. 18 times. Okay. Baton. Can only be used when HP is 50% or below. Interesting. And then he turns into this guy. This thing. Looks like a dude in a crab suit. 50% HP. For one turn, 5 times attack for self. Unlock all orbs, change to fire, dark, and heart. And he's got a bunch of those less than 50% things. Slightly reduced damage taken and deals 10 bazillion damage when fire and dark. 9 times attack on HP below 50%. 2%. Ooh, that equip's kind of neat. Shall narc. I shall narc. That's what you call a tattletale. They shall narc. Change it, challenge by 2, transform. Okay. 27 is kind of high. Like close to Saphir. Saphir's 28, right? Transform into, for one turn, attack increase according to the number of light and combo in hand. That's neat. Change fire and wood to light, so it's a bunch of that. 20 times attack deals 1 damage with 7 plus combo. Greatly reduces damage taken, plus 2 combo matching 3 lights. Got any good red VDP subs you could farm? Maybe? How about a kite? Create one roulette orb in the top corner that lasts 10 turns. 10 turns increase combo by 2. Transforms. Wait, randomly transforms. What the heck? What the heck? Randomly transform. Hold on. Boxes, and I'm looking at bed. What do we have? Wait a second. Hold on. What's the name of this thing that I need for this system? What is this called? It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter, but I actually do have that lead. I actually do have this. But I don't have the Dragon Man, so I don't think it matters. One thing I would say, interesting name, is to definitely do the free ad rolls every day, because you might end up getting something like this from it, and that would obviously be good for some red boxes. I mean, compared to having nothing. I mean, even a Hino with box SA would at least be something. Box farmables. I guess this technically has boxes farmable. The Wayne, but I don't know how hard. That might be hard to get. Really, only red things with boxes that I have. Guess so. None of these are. I guess this is technically farmable. Echidna, you could get an Echidna and then evolve it all the way to this to have a box. Technically, do that. You could also do this form, and this would have 3 boxes, so that's probably better if you're specifically looking for box stuff. Doing it for sweet loading, bro. 8787. Six, 787 for this. Looked like it. 8787 doesn't show up in there for whatever. Oh, JP server? That would do it. That would do it. I guess technically also Tyrannos, if you make... Which one? The Pixel one, I think technically would have EDP, right? are you going to keep her the flame? What happened? Whatever. I'll find it this way. Yeah, the pixel one would have one damage piercer. This one, yeah, you'd have to have the pixel one, I guess, or have a box on it. The stuff that I was going over were stuff that was not really counting SAs that have boxes, so there's probably a number of stuff that I have or that maybe is farmable. I guess this is technically farmable as well, and this has a box. Alright, we want red things. Oh, that's Phoenix Revive. I wonder if Phoenix Knight can have box, but it's an SA. Would not surprise me. This does, but you probably don't have this. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Would be a decent choice. Yeah, so farmable, like from Descends, Gawain, Reiwa, I guess technically this guy. Probably a bunch of others that only show up from essays that I don't know of, so you would have to kind of figure that out. And then these, and then Pixel Tyrannos, and then either Pixel Echidna or regular Echidna. Would actually have more because it has 2 there, and then you would have 1 from the SA for Awakening. So those are some. I'm sure there's more options other than this. Like there's probably a bunch of others, but in terms of like me quick peeking, those are some things that could probably be red monsters that have boxes that you can farm from a thing. But let's read what this guy does, because he randomly transforms into one of 3 things. So that sounds nutty. One of them is this. Change Tarp Orb to Dark. For 3 turns, 2 times Dark. Randomly transforms into 8616 or 8167. Wait, so you could like RNG get to the best form? Hold on. 8616. Unlock all. Create Dark Orb from non. For 3 turns, the keys from it 3 randomly transform into 17. Oh no, they just loop around. Okay. Unlock all. So what's the difference? Is the Awakenings the same for all of them? They are. They just have different skills, I guess. The leader skills. Oh, the leader skills are also different. Right? No, the leader skills are. Never mind. So he just ends up having a bunch of different actual uses skills. That's kind of neat. And then this guy looks goofy. 3 turns, recover 30% HP. 3 turns, slightly reduce damage. Change second row from top to wood. Sure. Duvogan. 9 times attack, slightly reduce damage taken, and deals 3 million fixed damage when fire and dark attack, and wins 2.2 HP and attack for fire and dark. For 1 turn, 10 times attack. 10 times attack? That's a lot of attack. That's a lot of 10 times attack. Hold on. That's a lot. Holy Nike. Kinda cool. Okay. His equip is kinda neat. Nobunanga. Change second row. Bottom of dark. Lark for 1 times turn. Double brick. Yeah, both. Yeah. Bricked up. We getting bricked up now. Crossed up. Things. Thinking about it. 3 turns, attack increases according to number of cross awakenings in team. That could be a lot, potentially. Create 3 fire at 2 points to attack, 1 plus common for every 5 connected fire or wood. Match and cross. Yeah, that part's not great, but. Shizuko. Shizuku? Is that a vacuum that has like a mouth? What is going on here? 1 turn, bypass damage absorb shield. For 1 turn, bypass damage void shield. Change all orbs to water orbs. Change bottom row into dark orbs, and she can get bricked up. And then we get Blinky, the fucking vacuum. Okay. 15 water and dark. That's right. Like the Kaiba thing, kind of. Nachi? Nachi? Okay. The ways, does some hearts, whatever. Times 20 attacks, slight reduce damage. That's probably... I assume we're getting to like the lower rarity things here. Poison. Unbindable though. 10 turns, heart orbs appear as locked delayed enemy by 2 turns. Hakunoda. Okay. Fully recover unmatchable status for 1 turn, 2 times RTV, 2 times attack for all sub. Not a bad use. That's not a bad active. Has uses. 7 times attack, reduce damage. That part probably not so. Fully uncovers matchable and awoken bind status 3 times. That's not a bad equip either. There's certainly scenarios where that's good. Illuminati. 1 turn, nail orbs appear more frequently. Okay, I still don't actually know what those do. I know that they exist because I've heard of that, but I don't actually know what they do. Unlock all orbs, change light to dark. Use damage. Okay. Interesting assortment of awakenings. For 2 turns, 1.5 RCV and orb time fully recovers unmatchable and awoken bind stat. And then the old stuff getting buffed. We'll not read all of it. I read through more than I was expecting to. Each nail orb does 1% of the enemy's HP. Oh, so they're a good thing. They're like, they help do lots of damage. That's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. Here's the deal, Chad. I have to pee. And we're kind of getting towards, you know, we did a little bit of extra chit chat. It was actually kind of good to go over some of that stuff. Feel semi-prepared for the first time. Imagine a card active that just creates 30 orbs of nails. You got 100% nail orbs and match them all. It's 100% in FUA damage, 100% gravity that goes through VDP. That's actually kind of sick. That's kind of cool. I imagine they're gonna have to keep that kind of reeled in before that gets too OP. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I don't believe anyone else is streaming pad, right? Unless someone just started because expected me. Alright, well, despite the failures, I did actually end up enjoying my time talking to everyone. That makes it better. Makes it better when I'm failing like a bad gamer. So hopefully we get all my failing out of the way today so that Monday, the actual normal day of playing Puzzle and Dragons, that I can have a not failure of a day that day. So, go Celtics. I think that game is still ending. And Sunday will be non-pad stream as usual. Today was a extra pad stream than usual. Usually it would have been other games and stuff today. 8787, still don't know the game, kind of fun. I believe you. I don't know what it is, but I believe you. Nail orbs was used for FUA teams or without auto FUA. Without auto FUA makes sense. I wonder, do they round it up? Like, what if 1% was somehow less than 1 damage? And it was like, regular resolve, or like, and it would have 1 left. Would it just not kill it? I don't know. But that's all to say that I'm about to pee my pants. And that means that I'm going to go to the bathroom and end the stream. It will die? Okay. Of current HP. Alright, well. Signing off. Apologies for failing. I'm sorry. But sometimes these things happen. Things happen, and that's just how it is. Enjoy your rest of your Friday. Enjoy your Saturday. If you're a pad-only person, I'll see you Monday. But otherwise, I'll see people Sunday for some gaming. Peace.